So platform sharing is always a tricky proposition for any manufacturer. Just take a look at the twins from Toyota and Subaru, the BRZ and 86. Just 4 years into the production line and we finally have refreshed versions of arguably one of the best sports cars that money can buy under $30,000. Now last week I showed you guys the fully refreshed 2017 BRZ. This week Toyota has flown me out to Ojai, California to test the completely revamped and renamed 2017 Toyota 86. So with the Scion brand now dead for 2016, Toyota has moved most of the Scion models to their Toyota lineup and given the cars each their own unique name, except for the TC, which is now dead for the 2016 model year. Now if you guys remember the FRS, this was a rear-wheel drive sports car that was kind of seen as a more lower-priced, less premium alternative to its platform mate, the BRZ. And anybody who's an enthusiast knows how important this 86 platform is in general. It basically is the return of a lightweight, rear-wheel drive, affordable sport coupe for enthusiasts. And it was one of the most fun to drive cars you can purchase for under $30,000. Now, if you guys remember my full review of the BRZ in 2015, I really liked the car. I thought it's had a couple of kinks that need to be worked out. And Toyota and Subaru has pretty much addressed it with this 2017 refresh. If you guys want to watch my BRZ review, you can click the link right here and that'll take you to the full review. For this review, I'm going to be showing you guys kind of the differences in styling and dynamics when you look at the Toyota platform mate and trying to help you guys make a decision on which one you personally want to buy. Now when you look at the design of the 86, Toyota gave this car its own unique look. The front end has kind of these fangs in the lower bumper that give the car a slightly more aggressive look. Full LED headlights are standard on the 86 they are for the Subaru BRZ as well, so you don't really get that advantage whether you go for the Subaru or the Toyota. Of course, you have the Toyota badge on the nose. You have the new 86 emblem on the fender. Both vehicles have similar wheel designs, except for the center cap is swapped, of course, depending on if you have the Subaru or the Toyota. One nice detail you're going to find in the headlight, you're going to find the 86 logo embroidered into the actual headlight assembly itself. Subaru does the same thing with the BRZ. Just keep that in mind if you guys are cross-shopping the two. Now, the dimensions of either vehicle, the 86, haven't changed. This is still about a 2,800-pound sport coupe. It's still a lightweight, focused performance machine, and the rear of the vehicles is really where you're going to see the most similarities between the two. Same full LED taillights with LED turn signals, a new rear bumper diffuser, and then the exhaust tips are slightly different. My tester that I'm showing you has the optional accessory Trd Sport exhaust, which I think sounds pretty good. It's about $1,100 if you guys want to go for a factory accessory like that, as well as the factory accessory lip spoiler or rear wing spoiler. Not quite as nice looking as the BRZ's pedestal style aluminum spoiler, but again, looks are all about your what you personally like. I can't really say which one I prefer because they both have their own unique differences, and honestly it's going to come down to whether you like the Toyota or you like the Subaru, although I will say the Subaru does offer a couple of premium touches that the Toyota doesn't have, and I'll go over those later on in the video. But enough about the exterior, let's take a look at the inside and see the differences and the changes Toyota has made for 2017. Now, unlike the Subaru version, Toyota does not offer factory push-button start and smart key access. Instead, all 86 models will come with Toyota's in-key remote with keyless entry. To unlock the door, it's the typical, you have the buttons keys here to lock the door, to unlock the door, so you don't get the fancy smart entry like you do in the Subaru. Now when you look at the interior, you can see it has been updated slightly. You're also going to notice the new steering wheel, just like on the BRZ. It's got new steering wheel audio controls, and it has a much smaller diameter rim. Toyota says it's about 3 millimeters smaller in size, which is nice because you really want something small when you're driving a vehicle like this. The seats, the red accents that was in the FRS are gone. They've been replaced with an all black seat with some silver contrast stitching. The seats are nice. They hold you in place. If you guys prefer cloth, you're going to like this. I prefer the leather Alcantara that was on the Subaru. You also have some new trim here that Toyota says is much softer, more high quality. There's more leather padding area here, and then more leather padding here where your elbows or your knees are going to hit, especially if you're going to be driving this car in aggressive driving. Now stepping inside, it has the same low step-in height, of course, as the BRZ. These are the same vehicles essentially, so they're not going to be any different. Now, since there's no push button start, there's kind of like a bigger cubby area here so you can put your phone. And there's no button here. You have to actually stick the key in the ignition. I know, such old technology. You have the traditional Toyota chime, and then my tester has the 6-speed manual, which is the only way you should purchase this car. Put the clutch in and then turn the key to start it up. I really like that TRD Sport exhaust, so for 1,100 bucks, I think it's worth every penny. But we'll go into the test drive later on. You can hear how it sounds. Now, shutting the door, it sounds just as solid as the BRZ, which, you know, is nice because this platform is getting old, but Toyota still has a very solid and great driving sports car on their hands. Now, looking at the interior at a glance, it's pretty similar in here. A couple of trim changes here from the BRZ. You have the same suede Alcantara that's on the dashboard here. It actually continues throughout the actual radio display. The dashboard is still soft touch on the upper portion here. It's a really nice graining material. The door panels, as I said, chrome door handle. It is hard touch plastic right here, but it has a nice graining material. The windows are automatic one touch for both front windows. I'm glad that Toyota decided to include that as well. The instrument cluster here, what you're going to notice is they haven't changed it from the old one, which I kind of wish they did. The Subaru, when you go for the Limited, you have that new 4.2-inch screen on the right. These gauges, while they're fine, they're easy to look at. They have the traditional red color or orange color that some of you like. I kind of wish that Toyota had just updated it, give it its own unique instrumentation cluster to make this vehicle a little bit more unique. The steering wheel feels good in your hands, really nice leather. There's no controls here as in the Subaru because there is no screen that's interchangeable that has the different modes in this particular one, but you do have your steering wheel audio controls here, as well as your cruise control switches down there. Now looking at the rest of the center stack, you're going to notice that the screen is actually larger in the Toyota. It's 7 inches versus 6.2 in the Subaru BRZ. This is the older Pioneer-ish head unit. I'm not really a fan of it. I don't like the small buttons. It does have a tuning knob, or a volume knob, which is nice, but there's your voice command button there. And when you go to media, you bring up your sources here, AM, FM, AHA, Bluetooth streaming audio, USB, and aux. Surprisingly, my tester doesn't have satellite radio, but overall it works pretty well. The touch response is good, but overall I really wish Toyota had given us like the actual Entune unit that they have in some of their other products. This to me is just carried over from the Scion brand, which I'm not typically a fan of. Now, putting the vehicle into reverse, all 86 models will come with a backup camera, just like the BRZ. It doesn't have trajectory, but it does have distance, no parking sensors as well. Now, speaking of the rest of the center stack, you can see here these climate controls, manual. The Subaru does offer dual zone automatic in case you guys want that. These control here, you know, it's an old cable style linkage. It feels a little bit on the cheap side, but again, this car is based off the lower priced FRS, so I mean, it's not surprising to me that some of that stuff kind of carried over. Your aux port is down there along with your USB port. The 6-speed manual has been revised. It's got the same lower final drive ratio as the BRZ. The throws are also nice and short. They're a little crisper this year, a little bit less notchy, so it's a good transmission. The clutch is also very light, short travel. Looking at the rest of these controls here, your stability control off switch is there. You have a new track mode here, which replaces the VSC Sport. When you push and hold that, it'll go into its track mode here. That little green indicator light on the top left side of the tack, that's for the hill holder function. You can turn that on or off. When it's on, that light is always pretty much illuminated. The glove compartment, same like the BRZ. It's a pretty good size. It's damped, not lined with felt. There's still no armrest here, which annoys me, but I think you can get an accessory TRD armrest. You'll have to double check with the dealer. but I would probably recommend that. There's still no sunroof available, of course, and the back seats are still on the tiny side, really reserved for just your friends with no legs or small kids, or maybe some packages and whatnot. Overall, the interior, I think I prefer the BRZ's cabin a little bit more, especially because I like the tech that it comes with. I like the new gauges. That's really up to your taste, though. This interior, I think, still ages well. It still, you know, has a really good feel to it, and you sit very low, which is what you want in a sports car. Because you do not have the smart entry, the trunk doesn't actually have a button here to open it. You have to open it from the key fob or from inside the vehicle with the button. But opening the trunk, you're looking at about 6.9 cubic feet of space, which is the same as the BRZ. The seats themselves, they look like they fold down. I want to say they fold down. Yes, they do fold down in a single piece, it looks like, so it does give you that versatility. There's also a temporary spare here, so you don't have to worry about a fix-a-flat kit or whatnot. Of the 86, you're going to find the exact same engine as the BRZ. It's the same 2-liter Boxer Flat 4 with Toyota's D4S, which is their direct and port injection. That's why you're going to hear the ticking noise. That's from the direct injection. The numbers are improved this year for the manual transmission only. You're going to distinguish that from the red aluminum intake runners. The automatics will have the plastic ones from last year. Now, this now pumps out 205 horsepower at 7,000 RPM and about 156 pound-feet of torque. With the manual transmission, go for the automatic, it's going to sell the same 200 and 151. So you get 5 horsepower, 5 more pound-feet of torque, which is nice. I mean, more power is always good, right? The revised gearing is really what helps improve the acceleration. This car's fuel economy did drop a little bit because of that. It's now rated at 21 city, 28 highway, about 24 combined, which is actually a little bit less than the BRZ, about 1 mpg less, so that's a little bit funny that they did that. This engine does require premium gas. It has about a 13.2 gallon gas tank. Let's get it out on the road and see how it all works, shall we? So every time I travel, I always learn to appreciate the different kinds of roads I can drive on and experience outside of the DC area. And one thing that California is just known for are their twisty mountain roads. So today, being in Ojai, California, I am driving the all-new 86 on a road that it was basically built for. And I have to admit, when I drove the BRZ around my local area, it was good. I really liked it. However, out here with the Trd Exhaust, with the Trd lowering spring kit, which lowers this car about 0.8 inches, this is the perfect car. I literally have perfect weather, perfect road, perfect car. I'm having a good day. So I have to admit that I'm really enjoying this 86. Now, a lot of you who know me personally will know that I drive the all-new ND Miata. That's my personal car. And some of you have asked, why the hell didn't you buy one of these? Well, the short answer is I didn't buy one personally because the top doesn't go down. I'm a convertible guy. But this new 86 with these TRD upgrades, oh my God, this is just a fantastic, phenomenal car. Super sublime, just a razor sharp handling tool. And even though the new 205 horsepower engine may not sound like a lot of power, a lot of you have just complained and moaned, why does this thing not have 300 horsepower? It should have 300 horsepower. However, you forget the whole point of a car like this. It's not supposed to have that much power because you can use this kind of power every day. You know, there are a lot of times where I get, you know, these 500 horsepower press cars, and I'm so bored driving them at legal speeds. The one beauty about cars like these is you could wind them out, you could rev them out and use all 200 horsepower, and it's just a joy. And one thing I love about these kind of cars as well is they're naturally aspirated engines. Super linear power band, just wonderful noises as well. This TRD Sport exhaust, ooh, I like that, guys. This is fantastic. Oh yeah. And this car's not really fast. I mean, I feel like it gets to 60 in around 6 seconds, which, I mean, let's be honest, there are definitely faster cars. The ND Miata definitely feels a little quicker than this, but with the revised gearing, the Toyota now feels like it has decent torque. I mean, you're gonna have to rev this thing out and keep the revs above that, but when you do, I mean, look at this. This is fantastic. Listen to that noise. Woo! Oh yes, and the steering, really light effort, quick. The chassis stays so flat, and with this TRD suspension, guys, it stays even flatter, and you really just want want to drive this thing so hard all day long on roads like this. This is just a dream. Oh God, this is good. Now my Tester doesn't have any optional brakes or anything, so when you slam on the brakes, it's, you know, it's not bad. The tires definitely could be a little wider, but let's get a little more acceleration run, shall we? Now I do have a limited slip diff in this car. It's standard, and it really works. You can feel it putting the power down, especially when you go around some corners and you floor it. This is just a fantastic driver's car. Oh, I can't stress that enough. And for the price, I mean, there aren't very many choices out here that just give you this level of enjoyment, this level of visceral feel, especially if you just add a couple of TRD extras. Really just improve the overall performance of this car. It's crazy. Now, just like the BRZ, this car has a new track mode, which basically Toyota has fiddled with the computers, the nannies, to allow you to have a little more slip. They wanted this car to be a little bit less restrictive when it's in its sports settings. And because of that, Toyota has upped the levels of that, and they renamed it from sport to track. And I'm gonna drive this car primarily in track mode. Ooh, a tunnel. Oh yeah, I'm definitely one of those people that likes to go through tunnels and floor it when you have a nice sounding car. It's just really super intoxicating. But anyways, so the track mode definitely allows this vehicle's back end to step out. It's still a very drift, tail happy car that hasn't changed at all. What you really are going to notice though is when it does step out, the stability control, when it does grab you, when you actually do go a little too far, it's still a little too intrusive for my taste. Instead of, you know, kind of like a gentle nudge to kind of bring the car back in line, you can feel the stability control cut power abruptly. And you really notice that when you're accelerating forward in the car. And you, for example, I like to chirp into second, and every time the vehicle's back end or back tires slip, it just really cuts throttle and power super annoyingly. And to really get by that, you have to turn the system off completely. So the track mode is successful in letting the back end slide. However, the traction control still needs a little work. I wish it wasn't super intrusive when you are accelerating hard in this car. Now, one thing I am noticing about the TRD exhaust, when it's in high revs like this, it can get a little drony. And I do worry that on longer trips, I may get annoyed, tiresome of the drone. But most of the times, you know, when you are driving this car on roads like this, you're gonna probably ignore the drone because the driving experience is just super sublime. And the noise, it just adds to the whole experience. So the TRD exhaust, it really is just gonna depend on your particular levels of dealing with these kind of noises. I mean, I personally like it. Could I get annoyed of it possibly if I own this car? Maybe. But again, it's gonna really depend on you. This is fantastic. Really fantastic. There's like zero body lean as I go through these corners. The seats also really hold you in place. Exactly what you want for a road like this. This is just amazing. And check out the scenery in the background. Oh man, this is why I need to move out to California. And this is why people love the 86 platform, because you can do drifts like that so easily, and you honestly don't even have to try. And that was in the track mode there, and you saw it. It just drifts out so easily every time you guys want to make a turn in this thing. But anyways, the 86 is definitely one of the best driver's cars you can buy, along with its platform mate, the BRZ. However, it's not perfect. You know, the interior noise levels are still pretty loud. The ride, it's a little stiff, especially with these TRD lowering springs. The cargo area, you know, it's better than a Miata, but it still sucks. It's only like 6.9 cubic feet of space, and the back seats are terrible. And then I personally like the BRZ more just because I like push button start, dual zone climate control, heated seats, leather. I prefer that stuff, whereas the 86 doesn't offer it. Now, you're probably wondering, how much does this new 86 cost? Because the FRS was always cheaper than the the Subaru version. And I hate to report that the Toyota 86 is actually more expensive than the Subaru Premium now. The Subaru starts at around $25,500. This car starts about $800 higher, $26,300, which was perplexing to me because the Subaru does offer more features. However, if you guys compare the Premium with this car, the mono-spec trim that Toyota offers it in, they have about the same equipment. If you guys want the premium stuff, you go to the BRZ Limited. That gives you all that stuff for $2,000 more. Now, my tester, being that it has a couple of TRD options on it, those fantastic looking TRD wheels, which are forged, they're lighter. They're about $1,600, about $1,700. They look good, but they're a little pricey. The TRD exhaust, as I said, is about $1,200. That rear spoiler is about $400. This special paint, this halo white paint, is a beautiful shade of white, by the way. It's about $400 as well. This one that I'm driving is around $32,300, which is a pretty good chunk of change. I probably would skip the wheels and keep the standard wheels that are the same ones that are on the BRZ, probably. But one thing the 86 does not offer that the Subaru offers is that performance package that gives you the Brembo brakes, the Sachs shock absorbers. So that's another reason why you may want to pick the Subaru. Again, I can't really say, you know, which one is better than which. They both drive the same. They have the same mission. It's really going to come down to the details. Do you want the premium touches that the Subaru has, or the upgraded performance stuff from the factory that the Subaru has, versus what the Toyota offers? Toyota says they'll offer you, you know, more dealership network. They also have the Toyota Care, which is the free scheduled maintenance for 2 years if you purchase this car. So really, it just... Which brand do you like more? Personally, I think that this and the Miata are definitely one of the best driver's cars you can get for under $30,000, and it really just comes down to, do you want a convertible or do you want a coupe? Are you a coupe or a convertible guy? I'm a convertible guy, so that's the reason why I chose the Miata, but this is still one fantastic, phenomenal driving sports car. But anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed my full overview of this 2017 Toyota 86. If you're in the market for a sports car like this, make sure you check out the twins, the BRZ and the 86. Definitely worth a look if you guys are looking for something fun. And if you're also looking to see the latest cars I'm testing, make sure you follow me on Instagram, like us on Facebook, and as always, guys, keep subscribed to the Redline Reviews YouTube channel for all the latest reviews. Thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you all in the next video.